After over 4 years of experience and $5 million in e-commerce sales, I can confidently say that now is the easiest time to get your first 100 sales. So if you're just starting out or only have a few sales, this video is going to hopefully answer a lot of questions that you're currently having. In this video, we'll go over the 7-step system that has allowed me to get my first 100 sales so that you can do the same. Be sure to watch this video all the way until the end because missing one step could completely doom your store before you even get started. So let's break it down. The first step of my 7-step system is going to be finding a niche and doing some market research. Now, I get asked this question a lot of how I go about it. How do I, even start researching a niche? How do I know a niche is going to be a good niche before I put all this time into a store? Finding a niche used to be a little bit harder than it is nowadays. Because of the help of ChatGPT, we can easily get a list of 50 to 100 niches if we really wanted to, and then dive into each niche and determine which one we think would be best for us. So if we open ChatGPT, we can simply just ask. So ChatGPT is going to then spit out 20 different niches that we can then research and look into and see if it's something that we should even attempt. Okay, so this is what ChatGPT came up with. They have eco-friendly, pet lovers, fitness, vegan or plant-based living, travel, gaming, music and band, mindfulness, positivity. That could be a really good niche. Foodies, sci-fi, fantasy, tech and gadgets. The list goes on and on. So I had ChatGPT come up with 20. And then from there, I can do what I call a bumper sticker test. This is what I did prior to ChatGPT. I simply would go outside. I know, crazy. Go outside in public, and I would basically people watch. And I would see what graphic t-shirts are people wearing, what bumper stickers are they putting on their cars? Because if they're that serious about it to put it on their car, then chances are they're that serious about wearing it or using a mug that talks about that niche, etc. So go out and just get an idea of what society is actually doing. And then from there, you can look farther into the niche, typically finding something that people in the niche know about that other people typically don't know about, or finding something that's really funny tends to do really well when it comes to then the advertising. So after you've semi-picked a niche, the next thing that we're going to do is go to Google and do a simple Google search. Let's just say we're going to do gaming. So we will put in gaming t-shirts and see what comes up. So we're going to get hit with some ads at the top here. But next we can click on Amazon and check out these gaming shirts. As you can see, they have a lot of reviews, and this is usually really good. If you're looking into a niche and the graphic t-shirts have 100 reviews, 300 reviews, 1,000 reviews, this probably means it's a good niche because you're seeing a lot of reviews, meaning there's a lot of want for them. Maybe people buy them for gifts for people for the holidays. As you can see, there's just a lot of reviews. This one has 28,000 reviews. So this one, I paused my game to be here. So simple. Like, you could literally make this design on Canva and plop it on a shirt, no problem. So this is kind of how I would look further. I would look at Amazon. I would look at Etsy. I would see, are there any other, when you type in like video game t-shirts, do any other print on demand stores come up or graphic t-shirt stores come up? And then from there, you can kind of determine like, hey, this could be a really good niche. So in this case, I think gaming would be really smart to get into, just looking at how many reviews these shirts have just on Amazon alone. Now we can go to Etsy as well, and let's type in gaming t-shirts. Here we go. You have 200 designs here. I mean, a good amount. This one has 1.8 thousand, and that's a gamer girl, so that's like very niche besides like just going for gamers that are men. It seemed like a lot of those t-shirts on Amazon were more towards men than they are for women, so going maybe into the women video game niche. That could be something that's interesting to try. Clearly, there's some good stuff within the gamer niche. Now, I don't do anything with Etsy at this point. I do everything on Shopify, but I do use Etsy as part of my market research. If it's doing well on Etsy, chances are I can tweak a design or maybe change it to be something that fits more to my store, and know that chances are people are going to buy it. If they're buying something similar to it on Etsy, on Amazon, on Google, then chances are they're going to buy it from my store. And then it's just me focusing on the Shopify side to get the person to actually check out. So this is pretty much what I do with my market research. I just look at different niches, determine which ones seem really strong, which ones don't seem as strong. And then from there, we go into what is step 2 of the 7-step system. So step 2 is going to Shopify and actually opening up a Shopify store so that you can get your site set up. And it looks like Shopify is running a special right now where you can bring your ideas to life for $1 per month. So I would next come to Shopify. I would build my Shopify store. Now, you don't need to go and spend $300, $400 on a theme that somebody else has made. I still to this day use the free theme that Shopify gives you. I use the Ride theme. It's currently what my store works on right now, and I would highly recommend anybody who's looking to start, use Ride. It's a really fast site. It's really easy to use and set up. You can probably set it up in 2 days and pretty much have your store up and running. It's very user-friendly, very easy. Now, once your Shopify store is completely done and it seems to be ready, the next thing that we're going to do is make designs. Now, there are a few ways to attack designs. You can either try creating them yourself. So you can do this within Canva. You can do this with Photoshop if you're, a graphic designer really savvy with making designs. You can hire a designer. I've actually hired designers specifically through Upwork who will then work with me. I give them kind of ideas, or I'll take a screenshot of a design and say, this is kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking of tweaking it this way. And they help to bring whatever idea I have in my mind to life. So that's another way that you can do it. And the third way to do it, and it's getting better and better every day, is actually using AI to create a t-shirt design. And this is actually something that's pretty easy to do. ChatGPT now allows you to create GPTs. So I actually created a T-Design helper GPT that will come up with, I kind of give it some ideas and it will spit back an AI generated design. So if we keep in mind the video game kind of niche, we can have ChatGPT see what it comes up with. So in the T-Design helper, I put in a prompt, create a video game controller design and make the design look vintage. Put the design on a plain white background. And this is what the GPT came up with. So it's a nice, vintage looking controller with a vintage kind of vibe to it, which I really like. And I honestly think it's a decent design. Now, I would go to Canva, I would remove the background. If I needed to, I would upscale it. You can vectorize it. You can remove the background. There's a bunch of different apps that help you to do that. But using something like AI, you could easily come up with 20 to 50 designs to launch and then just use Canva to add text and then upload your design to Printify. It actually can be really easy and simple. So now, once you've made a few designs, you can then upload those within Printify. So you can create a Printify account pretty much for free, put them on some t-shirt designs, and then you can upload them into your Shopify store. One thing that I do that I think helps a lot in our ads is I make a high quality mock-up. So what the graphic t-shirt is kind of like laying on. For example, you can get an idea of what a mock-up is just simply on Etsy, and you can actually buy mock-ups from Etsy, which makes it really easy. So as you can see here on Etsy, there are a bunch of different t-shirt mock-ups that you can purchase and then upload onto your site. This is typically the type of mock-up that I go with. It's just a simple lay flat t-shirt. And then I usually will add in little aspects that have to do with the niche. So in the case of using gaming, for example, I would put like a video game controller in the corner, maybe like some popcorn that's popped out, just different things that tie in that gaming aspect to maybe catch a gamer's eye on Facebook or Instagram, since that's primarily where I do my advertising. So once you've gotten your high quality mockup, you've put your designs on those mockups and upload those into Shopify, your store should be ready to go. So the sixth step that we are going to do is actually drive traffic to our store. Now, if you're new to print on demand, you may be thinking, oh, people will just automatically end up on my site, and it doesn't happen. That was one of the beliefs that I had when I first started print on demand. I thought, oh my gosh, people are 100% just going to stumble upon my site. It's going to be huge. It's going to be like going to Target or Abercrombie. People are just going to be checking out. It just does not work that way. You have to be driving traffic somehow. So that can be organically through maybe TikTok or Instagram if you're somebody who's really into creating content. I am not, so I do not go the organic route. I actually go the paid advertising route. So I make a Facebook page and an Instagram page, connect the two, and then I will advertise my store on Facebook and Instagram. So as people are scrolling, they're getting hit with one of my t-shirt ads. They like the niche, they click the ad, they get sent to my website, and then from there they can purchase their graphic design shirt. The ads that I do are very, very simple. That high quality mock-up is actually what I use as my creative on my ads. And then from there, it's simply just putting in some ad copy, adding the URL. This would be an example of the type of ad that I actually run and that drives all of my traffic. So you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to get super creative or spend a huge, large budget on trying to come up with ad creatives to use. Simply just using the mockup and using an ad copy strategy similar to the one right here is what I would suggest doing. It's what literally has driven over $800,000 worth of sales in the last 6 months on my current print-on-demand store. The last and final step, step 7, is simply just sitting back and letting the ads do their work. It takes a little bit of time for Facebook to understand exactly who your customer is and who they should be driving traffic to your site. So those ads need to optimize a little bit. They do probably take about a week to really get going, to really understand the type of buyer who's going to purchase from your site. And then Facebook learns and sends more people who are similar to that. So don't panic. Don't think I need to get 100 sales in 2 days. It'll happen. It takes a few days in order to get everything up and running. But getting 100 sales in your first 9 days of opening a store are absolutely possible. And this is the exact 7-step process that I do time and time again to drive 100 sales. If you're trying to get started in the print-on-demand space or learn more about Shopify, please join my school community. The link is in the description below. It is a free community where you can network with other people that are trying to get into print-on-demand and Shopify, as well as ask myself questions. It is absolutely free to join. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so that anytime a new video is posted, you get notified. Thanks, guys.